Hi, I'm Maddie Imey.
And I'm Olivia Omer.
And we're your hosts for the next 15 minutes of Blue Jay Journal TV.
Here's a look at what's coming up in this episode.
We will learn about a local program that helps pregnant women in need.
We will take a look at teens and the stress they face.
We will meet one man who has left his mark here at Washington High School and in downtown New Haven, Missouri.
Those 3 stories and much more are coming your way.
Stay tuned. Blue Jay Journal TV starts right now. Stress is all around us, but is all stress created equally? Jessica Hamlet is going to take a look at this common complaint in our top story.
I get pretty stressed out from school, just a lot of homework.
Getting up every morning
outside activities.
And wrestling after school and then trying to get enough sleep. And
trying to balance sports and school sometimes stresses me out.
Stress. Everyone says they have it, but to what degree is the more accurate question. Teens experience stress on many levels.
There's a lot of changes that are happening in a teenager's life. There might be family issues, which certainly contribute a great deal to a teenager's stress.
My dad, he's gotten violent to my stepmom before. I stopped talking to him about 6 months ago. I didn't like being yelled at or being accused of everything. And whenever I stopped talking to him, he started blaming me for it. Him and my mom are going back to court, so it just pulls on more.
Some of the things that I'm stressed out about within my family is like with my stepdad. It's like hard for me to like see him as like an actual father figure when I don't have my actual father in my life.
Stress can create various mental and physical side effects if not handled properly.
Anytime we're faced with a stressor, our bodies are designed to basically jumpstart into a fight or flight response. So over time, that does a lot of damage to the body because it keeps us kind of in a heightened state of awareness or a heightened state of vigilance. So we're always kind of prepared to either to fight or flight.
In order to prevent these long-term effects, there are healthy ways to cope with stress.
One of the best ways to cope with it is to identify that you have it. Some of the day-to-day things that you can do are to exercise. Sometimes distraction can be used as a good stress reliever. Being able to talk to somebody.
Believe it or not, one Washington high school student has found school to be a distraction from her stress. School isn't the cause of her stress, it is her safe haven.
It's kind of like a home away from home because I've grown to like a lot of the teachers and they've like taken me in because of some of the stressful things that I do go through at home.
But the distraction of school doesn't work for everyone.
I try to use school as an escape, but sometimes my mind just kind of wanders off.
So next time you're complaining about your next big math test, take a moment to consider if it's really worth stressing over. There are others in the world who wish a big test was their biggest problem. If you ever need help with handling your stress, just know that you are not alone and consider talking to your counselor. For Blue Jay Journal TV, I am Jessica Hamlet reporting.
How would I describe Scott Campbell? In lots of ways.
I'm involved in theater. I've been in a bunch of WHS theater productions.
I would describe Scott Campbell as like the best actor I know.
His impact is adding to what I think is the legacy of quality high school theater. He's one in a long line of really good young actors.
I get to be somebody else, like put on another face for a little while. I go to tournaments with Scholar Bowl. That's a trivia competition, kind of like the Brain Bowl one we have here, except the question's a little harder.
Scott is in, 3 different math classes, and he's really strong in math and science, but also in, English and history. He's definitely a great contribution to the Scholar Bowl team.
I learn a lot. It's fun to just like be on a team and answer questions.
He's really smart. It kind of makes me jealous, like how smart he is, because he just knows everything. It's crazy. But yeah, and he's like a really nice guy.
He's got a good, kind heart, cares about his fellow man.
be nice to your friends. You never know how long you'll have them.
When a girl is pregnant and in need, where can she go for help? Cameron Shipley is going to show us that help is just a few blocks away.
40 years ago, we used to live out of Krakow, and the priest that was at St. Gertrude's Parish asked if I'd start a pro-life organization there, and that's how it began.
What started out as a small garage sale to sponsor one girl in need has grown into the Pregnancy Assistance Center, where over 6,000 families and children have been helped.
What we did is we held a garage sale every year, which raised money for us to purchase things like a crib, formula, baby clothes, whatever a girl would need. The following year, I would say there was probably two girls that we sponsored because it went so well, you know, that we had another garage sale, raised enough money to do the same thing.
After its early success, Fritzy and her family expanded the program.
The first year we were here in town, we helped about 10 girls, and then that kept going and going. Finally, it got too big to continue in my house, so then we rented a space on Jefferson Street, a room about the size of this, you know, and worked from there. And then we outgrew that, and we went, and that's how we grew, and gradually up to this place.
The Pregnancy Assistance Center is located at 310 International Avenue in Washington, and it provides classes and care items for those who qualify. However, it wouldn't be where it is today without its volunteers.
The thing is, I couldn't have done these 40 years without all of the volunteers that I've got, because we're all volunteers, and I've got 40-some women that work in this office. So if it wasn't for them, I couldn't do it.
It's a great feeling to know that you can help. I think Christmas time is one of the most fulfilling times when you can see how many families have helped.
This is a very, very good giving community, you know, and by that I mean the volunteerism, the generosity, the financial and material generosity that we see here, which enables us to keep going.
I have utmost admiration for Fritzy and her family, Stephanie, and everybody who comes there to work, but that family has given so much of themselves for just the feeling of knowing that they've been helpful to others.
After 40 years, the Pregnancy Assistance Center is still making a difference in our area. If you or someone you know needs assistance, call their office at 636-239-1840. For Blue Jay Journal, I'm Cameron Shipley reporting.
In November, 3 of our Blue Jay Journal TV staff members went to nationals in Boston. Megan Freitag decided to show everybody what we do when we travel for conventions. Here's the story.
MC, Olivia, and I took a little adventure of our own to Boston, Massachusetts. This wasn't just a trip for girls bonding. We were on a mission to better our broadcasting talent.
16 years ago, when I was hired to advise Blue Jay Journal TV, I was told I needed to take the program to a new level, and National Conventions and Contest has done that. This is the second time that the convention has been in Boston, and I've enjoyed it just as much as the first.
Oh, I love Boston.
Boston in general is great.
I love Boston.
Shut up. It's busy and there's people everywhere. There's always something going on.
Better quality stuff. You gotta move
Even
around.
with all the excitement of the big city around us, we still had to focus on why we were there. We were at the Fall High School Journalism Convention.
We went to a lot of broadcast sessions taught by Dave Davis, Brandon Goodwin, and Don Goebel.
They had really good stories to share with us.
One speaker won our hearts.
Dave Davis. Love Dave Davis.
He's just an expert, and he's been doing what he does for a long time, and I think he has had some really valuable information to share with us.
Conventions in years past, along with current ones, improved our TV program greatly.
Boston 2013, 6th place!
I was really excited when I heard our name called, when they said 6th place, Blue Jay Journal. I was really excited. I mean, that's awesome to even place in the top 10, because we're talking about the entire nation, not just Missouri or not just the Midwest. I mean, it's the United States.
Beyond the convention, getting around Boston was an experience all in itself.
There are no cars in Boston. like we have out in the Midwest, so we had to take the subway from our apartment into the convention. It was always interesting taking the subway. The subway did get a little crowded sometimes, and since we are from the Midwest, we're used to, you know, having a little space, but here in the city, they just aren't afraid to just get real close to each other.
Since we are from the Midwest and like our space, we found 2 other unique ways to get around Boston.
We got to go on a bus tour of Boston. We got to see so many areas of Boston that we wouldn't have gotten to see, and they took us all over. We went through Cambridge. We went through, just all these really awesome historic sites.
Picking the second way to get around was unique all in itself.
We went on a carriage ride, and we picked our carriage very carefully because we asked the woman what her horse's name was, and he said his name was Teddy, and I was like, we have to ride in this carriage because I have a dog back home named Teddy. So it was meant to be. We were meant to go in that carriage and ride around Boston, so that was really cool, and I got a picture with him. Our convention was located right next to the site where the Boston bombing took place at the finish line of the Boston Marathon, and just seeing that and where it happened was really powerful. It was crazy to see like the building where the bomb had gone off. There was still construction going on across the street, and so that was crazy. It was really moving. I'm really glad I got to see it because, you know, it helped me feel closer to Boston and helped empathize with them and what they're going through. It just made it all seem more real.
One local citizen found a way to make Boston smile again.
We were right next to Faneuil Hall, and we just got off our train stop. And here comes this man who's walking down the sidewalk, and he's just singing as loud as he can.
He just was not afraid to just belt it out, and it was great.
And I don't know what song he was singing, couldn't understand a word he said, but he was going to town.
I am Megan Freitag from Blue Jay Journal, reporting.
I taught at Washington for 28 years.
What did you teach there?
High school art. So in high school art we had ceramics and drawing and painting and lots of different kind of things.
Alan Bell wanted his students' artwork not just to be seen by few, but many generations to come.
We had the students do a lot of murals and art paintings in the hallways and the ceilings in the art hall and those kind of things. So we showed the rest of the student body what the art students were doing, and so I was happy about that.
Alan Bell didn't just teach art, he helped start an important club at Washington.
One of the larger things was we started the ecology club with a teacher from the middle school who was at the high school then. We started taking trips. We did cleanup at the Lions Lake. We collected aluminum cans for revenue, and so I was pretty happy that went pretty well.
Not only was he a leader in the art classroom and with the ecology club, he was a leader on the field.
I started the high school soccer program. The community parents wanted to have a soccer program, and so they went to the school board and they agreed to have a soccer program. So we started the girls and boys soccer program, and so that I did that for about 5 or 6 years, I think.
After 28 years of teaching art, Alan retired and chose to showcase his passion for art in a new way. He started Front Street Artisans in New Haven, Missouri.
About a year after I retired, I started working on this facility and rehabbed the building and started the pottery studio and started the gallery. And so this is the 6th year we've been doing that. With this studio here, everything was pretty much vacant when I started the studio here. And then as a way of promoting the arts here and getting this part of downtown energized again.
Alan's studio, Front Street Artisans, sells local products produced by local artists and antiques. But didn't Alan retire?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to work less now, so I'm getting old. I've enjoyed my career as an educator, and I wouldn't have traded it for anything else. And this is a good way to relax after teaching and do this.
Alan Bell has left his mark on Washington High School in more ways than he could ever imagine. He's also leaving his mark in his hometown of New Haven, Missouri. If you would like to visit Front Street Artisans, it is located at 123 Front Street in New Haven. For Blue Jay Journal, I'm Natasha Fender reporting.
We want to thank you for watching.
And don't forget to look at our website at www.bluejayjournal.com.
And follow us on Twitter at Blue Jay Journal. And while you're at it, like us on Facebook.
Have a great day, Blue Jays.